In this presentation, I'll be explaining bias compensation of bipolar junction transistor using diodes and thermistors. Now let us see diode compensation for VBE, base to emitter voltage. Now this is a circuit that is for diode compensation, in which the material of the transistor and diodes are the same. For example, if silicon transistor use silicon diode, if germanium transistor use germanium diode, like the same material is used. And here in series to the emitter, we are connecting a diode like this one. And if the diode used in the circuit is of the same material and type as the transistor, voltage across the diode will have the same value, same temperature coefficient as to base to emitter voltage. That is same as VBE. This voltage across the transistor also changing with respect to the temperature if they have the same material we are using. Therefore, when VBE changes by an amount delta VBE with change in temperature, the voltage VD, this is called the voltage VD, it is marked as the voltage VD, that's voltage across the diode VD, that will be changing by delta VD because of the change in temperature. Now, if you are using the same material for the the transistor and the diode, delta VD will be equal to delta VBE. Thus change tends to cancel. That is, changing this value of delta VB and delta VD, that gets cancelled each other as per the equation given below. Let us see the equation applying the Kirchhoff's voltage law to the input loop, and we can see that one VT, that is this voltage, VT equal to drop across RB, IB plus VBE plus the drop across RE, IE into RE minus the drop across diode VD. Therefore, this is the Kirchhoff's voltage equation for the input loop. Now it is equal to grouping the term for IB equal to IB into RB plus RE plus IC into RE plus VBE minus VD. Therefore, this is VBE and VD. The change in VBE as well as the change in VD are same, that gets cancelled. Therefore, the variation in VBE due to the temperature change minus that's equal to 2.5 millivolt per degree centigrade. That is cancelled due to the change in VD. That is, if VD as well as VBE changes due to the temperature change, both are same, these are getting cancelled. Therefore, it will not affect the this operating point of transistor. That is, this is the diode compensation for VBE. Now let us see how diode can be used to compensate reverse saturation current ICO, diode compensation for ICO. In that case, the diode position now changed. The diode is connected like this one. This is the diode, and again these materials are same. The transistor as well as diode, same material, either silicon or germanium, same material is used. And here, if you calculate this current, that is VCC is the, if you take this loop here, VCC equal to capital I into R1 plus VBE, or I equal to VCC minus VBE divided by R1. And this current I is equal to this IB plus base current plus, if you apply Kirchhoff's current law to this junction, I equal to IB plus this current, that is represented as the current I0, that is this current, reverse saturation current I0, that is a current flowing in the reverse direction of the diode, reverse saturation, that's I0. For I0 plus IB equal to I, or we can get it is equal to the IB equal to I minus I0, or here VBE will be much less than compared to the VCC. VBE might be 0.7 in the case of silicon or 0.2 in the case of germanium. That will be very less compared to the VCC. So we can neglect VBE in this equation, and I equal to VCC divided by R1. I can be approximately VCC by R1 because VCC is a constant, R1 is a constant. I can be assumed as a constant. This current is assumed can be considered as a constant. Again, you know the basic equation of the collector current. We have already seen the previous presentations. Collector current IC equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta ICO. Beta is the common emitter current gain, IB is the base current, and ICO is the reverse saturation current of the transistor. So the collector current is this equation, and in this one, substitute this IB from this equation. IB is equal to I minus I naught. You are going to substitute this IB in this equation, and then we'll be getting beta I minus beta I naught plus 1 plus beta ICO. Now, assuming that the beta will be very less, very large compared to 1, it may be some in the range of 100 or even 80 like that. Beta value will be much higher than 1. That is why you can neglect this one off. This can be written as beta ICO or beta ICO as well as beta I naught, because since the material same using, you can beta minus beta I naught and beta ICO gets cancelled, or IC can be equated to beta times IC. The collector current equal to emitter common emitter current gain beta into I. But already we have seen I is a constant. That is, we have seen I equal to a constant. That is, this current equal to constant. Therefore, IC will be a constant. Beta times a constant current I. Therefore, as I is a constant, IC is also remains constant. IC also remains constant. That means that the change in ICO due to the temperature change, that is the change in ICO of this transistor due to the temperature change, that is compensated by the change in I naught. This change in I naught, that is beta I naught, that is the change in diode current, and the collector current remains. That is why we are keeping the collector current is constant, independent of the temperature variation. Collector current is constant. That is, it is compensated against the variation of ICO with respect to temperature. That's called the diode compensation for reverse saturation current ICO using diode. In this slide, we are going to see thermistor compensation. Previously, we have seen diode compensation. Now we are using thermistors to compensate the change in these parameters ICO due to the temperature change. Now here, thermistor is having a property. Thermistor is a temperature sensitive relay and resistive element. That is, its temperature, as temperature changes, its resistance changes inversely, having a negative temperature coefficient of resistance. Therefore, thermistor characteristic is that as temperature increases, the resistance is reducing, like inverse characteristics having this thermistor. With the increasing temperature, RT or temperature, the resistance of this thermistor RT decreases inversely. That is this inverse characteristics for this thermistor. That property we are using for the compensation. Now let us see how does it works. Now as an example, in the case IC increases, as temperature increases, there is a tendency to increase ICO. As you know that one, for every 10 degree rise in temperature, ICO gets doubled. Therefore, as temperature increases, ICO will be increasing. But as ICO increases, you can say that this part is increasing. 1 plus beta ICO, that is increasing. Now, in order to keep this IC constant, if this part is increasing, you have to bring this part to reduce. If you try to reduce this part, beta IB, then that will be compensating and you can keep the value of the IC constant. Therefore, in order to reduce this value, as this 1 plus beta ICO increases, you have to reduce the IB. Let us see how does that. Therefore, as temperature is, and as the voltage drop across, it is also decreases. As temperature increases, the resistance reduces and voltage drop decreases. As voltage drop decreases, you can see that one, the base current reduces. As the base current reduces, because collector current is equal to beta times base current. Therefore, collector current reduces. As collector that is collector current, as IB will be reducing. That will be causing to reduce the collector current. Or we can say that one, as temperature increases, here the resistance reduces and this voltage reduces, VBE reduces, IB reduces. As IB reduces, this part is getting reduced. So that as the temperature increases, this part is increasing. 1 plus beta ICO is increasing. This beta, since IB is reducing, beta IB is reducing and keeping the collector current constant. That is done in this case of thermistor compensation. That is, thermistor is connected in this fashion. Or here, if there is an increase in reverse saturation current, that is ICO current due to the temperature, ICO getting rise, IB reduces and IC is kept constant. Though the ICO is increasing, IB reduces and not to keep the IC constant. That is done by thermistor compensation. Same thing, thermistor compensation continuation here. Same circuit is there. Just to explain a little more, like that one. When temperature is increasing, what happens? As temperature increases, you can say that one RT reduces because resistance is inversely proportional to temperature. RT decreases. RT decreases, the voltage drop across RT that gets reduced. Or you can say that one base to emitter voltage transistor VBE reduces, and we can say that VBE gets reduced as per this equation, and as VBE reduces, the base current IB reduces. As base current IB reduces, you can say IC decreases because IC equal to beta IB plus beta ICO. Therefore, here this is what we call the compensation. We are compensating the variation in IC due to the temperature rise. That is by connecting a thermistor in this fashion, or we are connecting a thermistor between base terminal and this ground, like this. This is a second method of using thermistor for the compensation. Previously, we connected here between base and ground. In this case, we are connecting the thermistor between VCC and emitter terminal. Now, in this circuit, you can say as temperature increases, resistance of this thermistor RT reduces. As this resistance reduces, you can see this path here, means that as resistance reduces, this current increases. That because this path current increases or emitter current increases. As emitter current increases, the drop across RE increasing. As the drop across RE increases, because this voltage is a constant, because VCC divided by R1 plus R2 into R2, that's a constant. And as temperature increases, this emitter current increases, this drop increases, meaning that this drop reduces because this voltage is a constant. The VBE gets reduced. As VBE gets reduced, IB gets reduced. As IB gets reduced, we can say that one IC again brought to the original value. Because again, as we already seen, IC equal to beta IB plus 1 plus beta ICO. Though the temperature increases, ICO is doubled for every time to increase temperature. 1 plus beta ICO is increasing. But due to this one, reduction in IB, beta IB is reducing so that IC will be kept constant. Therefore, you are keeping the operating point stable by connecting a thermistor between VCC and emitter. This is the second type of thermistor compensation. Therefore, here that is explained here. What happens is that as temperature increases, RT reduces. As RT reduces, emitter current increases. As emitter current increases, the drop across RE increases or VE increases. As VE increases, VBE gets reduced, and VBE gets reduced, IB gets reduced. As IB gets reduced, IC gets decreases, and that is brought to the original value. Thus, original increase in IC due to the temperature rise is compensated, and the Q point, operating point, quiescent point is maintained to the original point. That is by connecting a thermistor between VCC and emitter. This is the second method of thermistor compensation.